Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Where today I have to say that this is not a video that I really wanted to make because I didn't really see this ever coming, although I should have. But it is time that I have now just recently sold my 2018 KTM Duke 390. And really quickly, just for reference, I'm only making this video because I know that most of my viewers, beginning of my viewers, when MotoRevs, this channel, first started, was with this bike. My first video was with this bike. My first few videos, my first, I would say maybe 10, 15, 20 videos were of this bike. And if you're a subscriber because of this bike, don't unsubscribe. There's gonna be a lot more coming. There's gonna be more bike content. If you haven't already, check out content for our BMW M4 and my BMW 535i. I'm still the same guy I was in those videos, just with a little bit of a different aim in the content. This bike started this channel, and I absolutely love it. This bike has been nothing but amazing. Y'all know, if you've been a subscriber to the channel for a while now, how much I love this bike, how much work I put into this bike, the amount of hours, days, weeks that I've put into this bike. The track days that I've gone on, the trips that I've gone on, this bike has been there the entire time. And I have nothing to say except that I just love this bike. I was telling my friends a while ago, if I could go back in time and pick a starter bike again, I would pick this bike every single time. Because I don't think that there is a bike that looks as good as this, that feels as good as this, that is as powerful for a single cylinder as this bike. This bike's character and soul is completely unmatched by any brand, any Japanese, any European. I have ridden a lot of motorcycles, but so few come close to this thing's attitude. It is astonishing. And if you have a KTM 390 Duke, you know what I'm talking about. It's an unbelievable bike, and I really wish I didn't have to sell it. But as with everything, everything good must come to an end. But like I said, do not unsubscribe if you subscribed for this bike. There will be, like I said, there will be more bike content in the future, and I will be getting a newer bike eventually, right? So sooner or later, there will be a newer bike on the channel, which if you like this bike, you should probably really like this next one. So stay tuned for that if you want to subscribe. In fact, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, help out the channel. But I'm really happy because this bike is not going to anyone random. I'm not selling it on Cycle Trader or something. I'm not selling it to some random person on the internet. I'm actually returning it to sender, basically. I bought this bike off of my cousin who lives in Florida. At the time, he lived in Texas, so, you know, I bought the bike off of him and we kept the bike. Now, he has someone who really wants this bike, so we are actually selling it back to him. So my cousin, who I bought the bike from, is now buying the bike from me back. So I'm happy. I would rather have him have the bike than anyone else. So I'm happy about that. So the bike will be in very good hands and it will stay within the family, albeit a little bit far from Houston, in close to Miami. So the bike will be far from me, but not far from my heart, because like I said, this bike has been absolutely amazing. My most viewed video as of right now filming this is actually a video of my bike's exhaust, the SC Project exhaust that I had on this bike, which now has been replaced with this, which I do have a video for, but I don't think I'm going to upload it because this should be the final video about my KTM Duke 390, because of course it is the last one that y'all will see it in. This bike has some history. I mean, it's been used in magazines that I've seen across the world. This specific bike has actually been used in photos to help advertise products that aren't even theirs. For example, one that I remember very distinctly is my titanium header. I uploaded the thumbnail, of course, for my video, for that video, and a lot of sellers overseas in China started using my picture for their products on their bike, which, you know, I thought was kind of funny, a little flattering, but also kind of annoying because I wasn't getting any royalties because it's, you know, in China. But this bike is pretty well known. I know a lot of my viewers are in India. Actually, my main viewership is in India for this bike because this is a very popular bike in India. KTMs in India are very popular, and a lot of people over there know this specific bike, and I'm really, really honored that people across the world have all subscribed and commented and liked and shared my videos for this bike. Because that's what I love about bikes in the bike community, is that just a bike can unite us all. And I absolutely love it, and that's why I started this channel, is I just wanted to start a community. I wanted to be a part of a community to help unite people. All the videos that I saw for this bike, unfortunately, and you know, through no fault of their own, were not in English. 99.99% of all videos for this bike were not in English. So I thought, well, I have this bike, a lot of people that I know have this bike, why don't I be the difference that I want to see? So I made this channel to help people. I wanted to help people with this bike. I wanted to help, you know, tutorials and mods and questions, and I feel as if I have fulfilled that with this bike. And that's why I'm not too sad letting it go, because at least in my part, in this very, very small micro niche of the internet for the KTM 390 Duke, I feel like I have done my part, and I have helped my viewers and audience all over the world, and I have been fulfilled, and this bike has fulfilled me, and I have fulfilled the bike. And because of that, the community, as far as I've seen, has grown, it's become closer, and I feel like I've made some incredible friendships and relationships with viewers all over the world. And to every single one of you watching this video, thank you so much. This is not the end, obviously, like I've said, this is not, you know, the end of the channel. The channel will continue, and it will go in a very, very positive direction. I have some very awesome videos lined up, a lot of content, and I mean seriously, a lot of content is coming. So if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. But this is not the end of the channel, but it is the end of the bike, at least in the channel. And by the way, this wouldn't really mean very much to me, or at least as much as it does to me right now, if it weren't for y'all, if it weren't for my viewers, my audience, every single one of y'all watching this video right now. This bike would have just been, you know, another bike that I have. A great bike, albeit, right? An amazing bike, and I would sell it, and I would be, you know, pretty sad about it. But because of the amazing viewership that this bike has had, and how, you know, well known it is across multiple parts of the planet, which, when you really think about it, is amazing. Amazing that people across the globe know of this bike. If it weren't for y'all, this bike would not be as special as it is. So this bike is nothing without y'all, and this channel, of course, is nothing without y'all, my viewers. So the only reason that this bike has any significance in the grand scheme of things is because of you watching this video right now. So again, thank you so much. I know I haven't made very much content on this bike in a while, and that's one of the other reasons that I'm selling it, is because I haven't gotten the chance to really be able to use it. It's, at least here in America, it's, having a motorcycle is more of a toy, a commodity than anything. It's not really a method of transportation, at least for the most part, especially here in Houston and Texas. So I just haven't gotten a chance to ride it. I haven't gotten a chance to, you know, do any mods, because I feel, for the most part at least, that this bike, as crazy as it might sound, is complete. I feel that this bike is actually complete, which, you know, you don't hear people say that about project bikes or project cars, that their car or bike is done, but this bike is done. I have done everything that I wanted to do to it since day one. Every single mod that I've wanted, every color, every bit, every option is done. And I have completed it exactly how I wanted it. This was my love project, and I have succeeded. And I hope that y'all enjoyed watching the process of me succeed in making this my absolute love child, because this bike, I've said it multiple times, and I don't care if I sound like a broken record, this bike is absolutely amazing. It is stunning. And I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to own this bike for close to 6 years now. Most people don't keep their bikes for 6 years, at least not people that I know. 6 years, this bike, it's going to feel like a breakup. And I know it will. And it will, especially for the channel and for y'all. But real quickly, before I end, I would like to just mention my favorite and least favorite things about this bike. So I guess my favorite few things would be the size and the weight. I mean, on the track, I passed Ducatis, I passed R1s, I passed Triumph Speed Triples on the outside. It is an amazing experience because this thing weighs so little and has so much torque, for a single cylinder, of course, torque, that I can just pass literally pretty much anyone on the outside, and then I get massacred on the straights. But on the outside, on the curve, which is where the good rider is, this bike excels. And I've always heard it is more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. And with my personal experience, I have to completely agree. I'm going to miss the tiny size of this bike. I can throw it around, I can give it all my gas, all full power, and I still can't break the speed limit. It's amazing, and it's just so much fun to ride this thing all out, because pretty much every time you get on this bike, even if you're going to like your grocery store or something, you can ride it all out and you're still having fun, and you're still pretty much staying within the legal speed limit, because this bike is not terribly fast, but it feels fast. It's torquey, and it's such a fun bike. It's just an amazing bike, and like I said, on the track, no one can see me. No one can catch up to me on the curves, you know, until we get to a straight, but that's a different story. But the good riders are made on the curves, not the straights. Anyone can ride a fast bike on the straight. Not many people can ride fast on the curves. And because of the size of this bike and the weight of this bike, I am very grateful to say that I have learned how to ride a bike very fast on the curves. And of course, if I had a bigger bike like S1000 XR, I would not be able to learn how to ride as fast as I did on this. So I'm glad that I started on this bike, of course. And also, apart from that, the sound. I absolutely love how this thing sounds. I really like it. This is a new exhaust that y'all have not seen, but it sounds pretty much very similar to the other setup that I had, which I'll put a link to that in the description and up here. So go ahead and click on that if you want to watch that video. But this bike just sounds really good for a single cylinder. I absolutely love it. It's not too loud, it's not too obnoxious. Of course, depending on what setup you have, which I have had maybe like, I don't know, 6, 7 different exhaust setups, trying to find the perfect one. And I can say that I have the perfect one, and it's great. It's a great sound. I really like how it sounds. My least favorite things about this bike, I don't know, actually. I don't think I have many things that I dislike. Well, through no fault of its own, the power. It lacks in power, of course, but it's a single cylinder. It only has around 43-ish horsepower, 42 horsepower, which is not a lot, but it only weighs maybe 370-ish pounds, so it's not a lot. But the power to weight is pretty good. That's the only thing I can complain about, honestly. The brakes are great. The feel is great. The weight is great. The comfort, it's pretty comfortable. Seating position is excellent. Vibrations, pretty much none. Reliability, it has been more reliable than a Honda as far as I've had it. It has been exceptional. It's easy to work on. To be honest, other than that, I'm really not very sure what else to say. I mean, there's not much else to say, to be honest. I'm selling the bike. It's actually already sold. As of recording this, it's sold, and we're going to ship it to Florida very shortly. This will be the last time, maybe, that this bike is featured on this channel. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. You can keep up with the bike. And again, if you subscribed for this bike and you want to unsubscribe, don't. There will be more bike content. There's a lot of good content right now with the cars and everything. So yeah, don't unsubscribe. Trust me, there will be a lot more content in the future. But as of now, I guess that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you to every single one of you watching this video. Y'all have made it possible for me to really bring this bike to life, to share it with the community, and to create community that we are in right now. I have been so fulfilled, and I am so proud of myself and of y'all and of the bike for what we've accomplished and where this channel has gotten, because seriously, this channel is way more than I thought I ever could. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Take care.